This is why Lewis keeps asking for rear grip. And this is why Max keeps asking for front grip. Lewis is very old school in this sense. Max is very modern sim generation driver. So Lewis is already at the curb or his apex very early on in the corner. So at this point, he'd be a fraction ahead of Max. You see what Max is doing? He's like left a little bit of space there. He's not fully like committed to the corner so much. He's still adding and winding on the steering in the middle of this corner. And so Max, like I say, with this space across here, I'm looking at this space here. The plan for Max is to absorb that later on. Whereas Lewis, like, he's already there and he's there with speed. Now, the thing with Lewis is he gets this like slides in the middle of these corners because he combines so much the brake and the steering. And then what happens, look, he has to open the steering in the middle of the corner to catch these micro slides, right? Whereas that will never happen with Max because he's so progressive with his steering. He goes from here to here and he can just raise the chips slowly on the table, you know, add the steering, like add more, progressively load up the car. Whereas Lewis doesn't do that. Lewis goes all in and then has to catch a slide. So he's quicker to a point, but then whether or not he gets the slide. This is why Lewis keeps asking for rear grip. And this is why Max keeps asking for front grip. They're totally different drivers. Now, when I say short corner driver, it's essentially V'ing. This is Max V'ing off the corner. Max is asking a lot of the front tires in order to do this, like I say. And these are completely different driving styles. Totally different. One more patient, one more aggressive, one brakes harder and later, one brakes earlier and softer. One's more progressive with the steering wheel, doesn't combine so much. Like there's so much insight here. To be able to put these drivers in the same category as short corner is like saying Rafael Nadal's two-handed backhand is the same as Roger Federer's one-handed backhand. No, mate, please. They're very distinct styles and they're totally different drivers. Lewis is very old school in this sense. And Max is very modern sim generation driver. Damn though, which one is best for tire performance? Yeah, this is where I have to draw a line, guys. I'm sorry. Birak, does it make sense to pick different cornering styles and racing quali? Again, that's a mad question. Yes, it does. You can pick one of these is better for quali and one of these is better for race. Yeah, Max, you have to upgrade to Martin Pro Plus. Yeah, come on, guys. Like, none of you guys are whacking in super chats here, so what are you talking about?